Hey everybody, welcome back to Jeff Also Cooks, where today we are self-quarantining, but that does not stop us from cooking. We are going to make the Impossible Burger. The reason for this is that they are impossibly expensive. And I think I can make them better anyway, so without further ado, let's jump on into it. So I'm adapting this recipe off of one that I saw on planted365.com. Go ahead and give that a check if you want the original recipe that I was supposed to use. You're going to need a couple things. You're going to need TVP, or texturized vegetable protein. This can be found in most grocery stores or pretty easily on Amazon. This recipe also says that we are going to need a food processor. I don't own one, so I'm kind of hoping that this KitchenAid with the whisk attachment will do if I just speed it up a lot. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Anyway, go ahead and add 2 cups of boiling vegetable broth to 2 cups of your TVP. Fluff it with a fork, being careful not to burn yourself, and then go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of any oil you want, 1/4 cup of potato starch, a pinch of salt, and a little bit of onion and garlic powder. Be sure to give your liquid smoke a sniff before adding a couple drops in. After that fiesta for your nostrils, add in a pinch of chili pepper flakes, some steak sauce weirdly enough. I like to add a bit of nutritional yeast, about a tablespoon, about 1/4 cup of some ground up beets. This is mostly for color, about 8 twists of freshly ground pepper, and finally 1.5 cups of short grain rice. Get all that combined in your KitchenAid mixer and set it to the chop option that doesn't exist, and let it go until it resembles meat. If you do own a food processor, this part makes a lot more sense. You would pulse it until well combined and the rice is cut down a bit, but not so much that you lose the texture. Once everything's nice and combined, measure it out into equal balls, and then form your patties. Once all your patties are formed, put them in the fridge for about 10 minutes just so they firm up a little bit. This is going to give you enough time to disinfect your counters, because we are in a pandemic, people. And then go out to the store and buy the buns you forgot. This was filmed before the whole pandemic started, don't worry. Didn't go to the store unnecessarily. Now, just like a real hamburger, we are going to only salt and pepper both sides of the patty, no other seasoning, and then put it into a hot pan. You can eat the patties just like this, obviously, there's no meat in it, but you want to get a good crust on there to develop some flavor. Cut up some toppings for your burger. I'm going with something simple, and then we are going to plate up because it is time for the prerequisite cross section. And I must say, this burger looks actually really good. It actually kind of looks like meat. How does it taste though? The taste is pretty good. The texture's a little off for me personally, and I think we can do better. That's not to say that this is bad by any stretch. This is a perfectly serviceable hamburger, something I would be happy to eat. That being said, however, we can always improve. So step 1, go out and buy a food processor. I just got a small one for the purposes of this video. Now it is St. Patrick's Day when I'm recording this part of the video, so our beverage of choice today is green Budweiser. Happy belated St. Patrick's Day to all of you out there. So now we're going to go ahead and unpackage and wash our food processor. Then a lot of this kind of stays the same. 2 cups TVP, 2 cups boiling vegetable broth, and 1.5 cups of short grain rice. However, the rice we are going to pulse in our food processor before adding it. Next, a couple tablespoons of olive oil. Once again, a little garlic and onion powders, freshly ground pepper, a pinch of salt, about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of nutritional yeast, about 1/4 cup of potato starch, a healthy dose of liquid smoke this time, another pinch of chili pepper flakes. I'm going to forego the steak sauce this time in favor of Chipotle Cholula. It adds a wonderful smoky taste on top of the already smoky liquid smoke. Now by this point I had run out of beets, but they are mostly for color anyway, so instead we are going to use a bit of tomato paste and red food coloring. Afterwards, add in some chilled coconut oil and then mix it all together with your stand mixer. After which you're going to make your patties first by taking out about 6 ounces of the mixture and pulsating a couple times in your food processor, shaping, salting, peppering, and cooking. Now at this point in recording, I had actually run out of buns but couldn't go to the grocery store anymore, so we're going to have to use white bread. I know this is a sin, sue me. Perform the prerequisite cross section. As you can see, the burger is a little more crumbly, a little less structurally sound than it was before, but how does it taste? Absolutely phenomenal. I would take this patty over most of the actual hamburgers I've had in my entire life. So there it is, everybody. A good way for you to experiment during this quarantine and eat a little bit healthier this summer. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there and be sure to wash your hands.